Hey, welcome to the DPP channel. Today we have the tournament final game happening on the 15th January. Funny enough, in the final game, we have two decks that were unharmed by the restriction list, which was officially announced by Bandai recently. It is the Mother D Reaper and the Imperialdramon deck. Now, Mother D Reaper is a fearful deck, especially if you can't manage to close the game in time against his Gatekeeper and Reaper. However, with the speed and pace from the Imperialdramon able to take the W. Now, without further ado, let's dive right into the game itself, as we do see the searchers looking at top 3 and don't see any searchers, and we're going to pick up the Jerry, adding it to hand. So that's unfortunate for his end. He's going to pick it up and of course summon another searcher, which is the Pendulum Feet, looking at top 3 once again, and we don't see any searcher, so he's going to just pick up the second Jerry, adding it to hand. So that's very unfortunate for his game 1 here, as we do see the Digimon being hardcore in the previous turn, which is a very wise move against the Gatekeeper or the Mother D Reaper deck, just because they can't deal with it so early into the game. So it's going to evolve to the Rydra. It can't actually rest any Digimon because those Digimons are not any levels. The X-Vmon will be successfully swinging the security thanks to his jamming and going to Jogres evolution to the Imperialdramon, using its effect to actually bottom deck the searchers. So that's very nice because it's going to be a minor inconvenience for the Mother D Reaper, and it's going to swing the Imperialdramon, and thanks to the Upamon, it's going to draw 1. And the jamming is going to make sure it's safe. He's going to use the bubbles in the security to put 1 searchers under the Mother D Reaper. The aggression will continue, hitting down to 2 security left, and it's going to go for a Hammer Spark play, pushing to 2 memory, and of course evolving into the Dragon mode to split out the X-Vmon as well as the Rydramon from the Digislot. So that's a very nice, I'll say, bot change. Given that there's currently 3 Digimons against that 2 Pendulum Feet, which won't be able to do too much against the opponent. It's going to use 1 of the memory to actually go for the Searcher here, and I would say the plays for the Mother D Reaper is very limited because of how fast-paced the Imperialdramon player is. He's going to use the Mother D Reaper effect to actually reduce the cost or by 3, but it's going to give a lot of memory thanks to the Gatekeeper because he's 11 cost. It's going to kill 1 for him, but it's not going to apply any debuff onto the opponent's Digimon because there's no 6 searches under the Mother D Reaper. So this might be game already with the Imperialdramon swinging first. He's going to draw 1 thanks to the Upamon, hitting him to 2 security. So the only way I would see this coming back is the Gatekeeper coming out again in security, but it looks like he doesn't have it with the Imperialdramon swinging at security. It looks like he does have the Stingmon in hand to prepare for the Jogres evolution, so this is guaranteed game, and we'll be moving on to game 2. So move on to game 2 with the Imperialdramon player starting first. Looks like he doesn't have any rookie to evolve, but actually he does have. He's going to actually hardcore the Vmon looking at top 3 and does pick up the jamming Vmon, adding to hand. So that's a very interesting move. Instead of actually evolving into the nursery, it looks like he just chose the move to actually hardcore the Vmon instead to do the search. So he did actually hit the Vmon there, so that's very nice. So he can actually evolve into the next turn, as we do see the Mother D Reaper doing his shenanigans, hardcoring the searches, and of course the Pendulum Feet to look at top 3. We do see the blocker there, which is the perfect answer against the aggressive deck because they usually want to throw their bodies and then go in for the Jogres evolution after. So the blocker is definitely very nice as he does pick it up to hand, and of course memory choke the opponent at 1 memory. The Vmon will be evolving in the nursery, which he did pick up earlier. The Vmon will actually be swinging security, hitting to the searcher, so that's a very bold move right there. But after all, there's a lot of searchers in the deck, so there's a chance that you will hit into a 1k DP Digimon after all. You're going to hardcore another Vmon and going to pick up the X-Vmon to hand instead of the Stingmon. So he does actually pass 1 memory to the Mother D Reaper, and the Mother will be arriving from the nursery and it will be actually sucking in 1 of the searchers there. And the Pendulum Feet will actually be swinging at the Vmon to deter some aggression. And of course, using an ability to reduce the play cost, it's going to hardcore the Creep Hands, which is the blocker for Mother D Reaper. So this is where the aggression actually slowed down for the Imperialdramon player for sure, as he does evolve to the X-Vmon in 1 of the Vmons, drawing 1. It looks like he does have another X-Vmon to evolve to, so that's unfortunate because he did actually miss out the Stingmon in the previous turn, which is the card to go for when he wants to go for the Imperialdramon in the future turns. So we actually do see the searchers being hardcore here. They're going to use the Mother to actually suck in again, so it does have 2 searchers already under it. It's going to go for the bubbles with the reduced cost to put another searcher, making it to 3 already, so this is very scary as he's ramping up, and he does have 4 security left. So definitely the Imperialdramon player is falling short of the aggression, but I must say it's definitely because he's breaking as well as the blocker on the left side of the field. So he's going to go for Hammer Spark here, actually going for the hardcore Vmon to memory choke him at 1, looking at top 3, hoping to see a green Digimon here. We do see the Imperialdramon, which is definitely not what he's looking for. So he's definitely looking for a Rydramon or a Stingmon in that turn. So he's going to actually hardcore a searcher once again to draw 1 because of it being 1 cost. The Mother will of course suck 1 of it, making it to 4 already, using his reduced cost to actually hardcore another blocker. So 2 blockers on the field, and this is definitely very scary as he does push out the Vmon and actually going swing with the Vmon. With the blocker will not be blocking here, hitting to a searcher. The Vmon will try it again, but the blocker will finally block, so basically stopping the aggression there. It's going to actually evolve to a Imperialdramon on top of the XVmon and actually giving 3 memory to the left side of the player. So it's going to actually hardcore the Searcher once again, of course, to draw 1 and using the Mana Reaper to suck in once again. So a very repetitive move every turn. And going to use the Mana Reaper to actually reduce the cost of the Penalty's Head, which does have 8 KDP, which will be killing off that Imperialdramon, which is very unfortunate because this is definitely a very huge board swing for the Mana Reaper as he starts swinging the bodies at the security, hitting down to 4. It's going to die to the Imperialdramon, of course, in the security. One of the blockers will actually be swinging as well because one blocker is all you need against the XVmon. It's gonna hardcore a Bubbles to actually memory choke him at 2, putting 1 more Searches underneath. So definitely he's reaching the 6 count already. So this means the Gatekeeper is online and the Reaper will be online the next turn. So this is very scary for the Imperialdramon player as he does evolve to the Vmon in the nursery, and he definitely has a lot to catch up. And we finally see the Rydramon here, which is definitely too late as he does go for the Davies, for passing 4 memory to the left side of the player, but he does have 5 Digimons on his side of the field against the 3 security, so this game should be over as Hammer Spark won't be able to save him in this turn. As we do see the aggression from the left side as he does swing at security, hitting to the Vmon, hitting to another Vmon. Now of course the third one will be a Paladin mode, which will be optimal to actually clear the board, but it doesn't come in time. And I'll be moving on to game 3 here with the Imperialdramon player going first once again. I'll be hardcoring the Stingmon already in the turn 1, passing back 4 memory to the left player, and I must say Mana Reaper really like going first in this game because he can just hardcore the Searcher and memory choke you at 1. And of course push out the Mana Reaper to suck in the Searchers, and that's where all the engine will start rolling. But if he goes second, the Mana Reaper doesn't come out yet, and he can actually evolve to the Imperialdramon like as shown here. And of course ignore the Penalty's Head, given that the Penalty's Head was hoping to kill off that Stingmon. And we do see the Bubbles being hardcore to put 1 on the Searcher once again. And now the Mana Reaper does have 2 KDP buff, so this means that the Penalty's Head is only able to kill a 5 KDP Digimon, so the Imperialdramon is still far away from the danger. It's going to swing with the Imperialdramon, drawing 1 with the Stingmon. Bubbleheads will put 1 of the Searchers underneath the Mana Reaper. And let's not forget that Stingmon is not once per turn, so definitely very balanced card. You're going to hold for the Hammer Spark. I'll actually be evolving to the XVmon in the nursery. I'll be following up with actually an evolution to a level 6 fighter mode here to actually bounce the Penalty's Head to hand. So that's a very interesting play, giving him 5 memory there. But let's not forget that fighter mode can swing twice, so this is definitely a step up in aggression, and the Mana Reaper definitely have to respect as he does go for the Searcher, drawing 1 and putting it underneath the Mana Reaper. So he's currently at 4. 2 more to Gatekeeper and 3 more to the Reaper. So he's going to go for another Searcher hardcore again to draw 1 and going to go for another Bubbles to actually put up the Searcher. So he's definitely racking up the Searcher count and going for another Searcher once again to draw 1 and of course memory choke him at 1. The left side of the player does have 3 security left against their fighter mode as well as the XVmon, so this is definitely not game yet unless he does have something up his sleeve. He's going to swing the XVmon and drawing 2 cards here thanks to the Vmon as well as the Demi Vmon. He's going to draw 2 because he does have 7 cards or less and have jamming. The fighter mode will swing at security and using his skill to actually reset itself and rest 1 of the Searchers and drawing 1 thanks to the Stingmon, so definitely he's drawing a bunch of cards and we are hoping to see a Hammer Spark maybe. And we do see a Reaper which will kill off the fighter mode, which is very unfortunate because he might have a Paladin mode to follow up with to actually clear the board. He's going to hardcore the Vmon once again to look at top 4. He's going to pick up the Dino Vmon to hand, which is a dual colored card. The Searchers will be swinging at the XVmon, and the Mana Reaper will be sucking them in, so definitely he has 6 now. And the Mana Reaper will reduce the cost of the Jerry, and we're looking at top 5 and I'll be adding the total count to 7. So you guys already know what's up. The 7 has reached here, and we are going to see the Daddy Reaper coming down. He's going to swing the Bubblehead at the security, hitting to a blue memory boost, which is not going to stop the Reaper from coming down, the XVmon as well. And of course, the Reaper comes down and will be finishing up the game. The Reaper will swing using his ability to stand, so definitely he has a lot of swing to go unless there's some sort of miracle happening right here, as he does swing with the Reaper once again, hitting to 1 security left and actually hitting to the Hammer Spark, and this will be game thanks to the Vmon in the field, and this is where Hammer Spark wins. Now this is the Imperialdramon deck list if you guys are interested in. Well, this is the Mana Reaper with actually the Black Tamer and the Black option. Thank you guys for watching till the end, and do consider subscribing, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.